Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Archakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. This brother Araki coming back with a lesson. And let's go into this topic. UK digital ID. Okay, showing you that we close the mark. Okay, the scriptures should be very familiar or very well known by now. Revelation 13, 16, 17 and 18, Revelation 19, Revelation 14, 9 and 10, Revelation 15 from the first verse, Revelation 16 from the first verse. Okay? So let's listen. This is from the Elder Apostle Tahar channel.
Shalom to the 144,000 the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. One more step. How many more receipts do you need? So listen up.
Today I am announcing this government will make a new
Which this is UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
free of charge digital ID mandatory right to work. The end of this parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the
Look at the sign. Hand sign.
United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
You're not going to be able to work no longer in the UK without digital ID.
It's as simple as that. Because decent, pragmatic, fair-minded people, they want to tackle the issues that they see around them.
Decent, fair-minded people. So they try to, shame, guilt shame those that, don't want to move closer to this fucking agenda, man. Which, this digital ID is not the mark of the beast, but it's a step towards it. Okay? Where everything is working by that chip. We're getting closer, man. We're getting closer.
And of course, the truth is, we won't solve our problems if we don't also take on the root causes, looking upstream to tackle poverty, conflict.
Oh, poverty, conflict, war. Just take the chip. You'll be okay. Everything will be okay. So we can clearly see that this man, he got a script, just like them African prime ministers, presidents, and so forth get a script. Watch, keep your eyes open. You're going to see how many different countries, various countries will accept this and put this into play. Like they came up with the idea. Oh, it's a great idea. UK did it. We're going to use it too. It actually works. Hey, how many more receipts do you need before you see the truth? Or before you wake up? Anyway, shalom. On to the next. Shalom.
Yep. Okay, so I took a little break. So I wrote in UK Digital ID, it says, millions join calls to scrap UK government plans for nationwide digital ID. Then you have BBC News UK PM to announce plans for digital ID. The UK's new digital ID explained, which I guess this would be a good video. Because it's gonna be on your phone, okay? But what if you lose your phone? So you need it in your hand, okay? So
almost a decade and a half after the...
But
okay, quick.
I want to see this first. Here's why digital ID is so dangerous. And then check this first comment. Already 1.6 million have signed the parliamentary petition to stop this and call for debate. It's a record number for this type of petition.
video by popular demand. Can the government unilaterally create a mandatory requirement for every single adult in the UK to have a digital ID card? Is it possible? Is it legal? Is it likely? A few of those things I will address very quickly in this video. Short video, I promise. Now, this has been done before. It's been attempted before. Now, addressing those questions in turn, can the government unilaterally just decide that this is going to happen? The short answer is no. It requires legislation because not only have they tried to do this before and it failed, the Identity Cards Act of 2006, now standing repealed, trying to introduce this back for 2000.
Which this dude, black belt barrister, he don't understand what's going on. He don't understand that it's the bankers that are in power, and they don't give a fuck about no damn laws and legislations. Okay. The scriptures say that they think to change laws and the times. Okay. So they don't care. They're gonna make that decree. Okay. To push that chip nationwide. Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. You see? So these wicked, they're gonna be decreeing these unrighteous decrees, and they're just gonna put it into law. It was illegal yesterday, boom, now it's legal. You see? So you know. But I'm watching this for the info.
But obviously it was kicked back again by Conservatives. Now, any such step like this for a mandatory ID would impose such a mandate on individuals that it would require new legislation, new primary legislation, or at the very least amending existing legislation to make this a requirement. Not least of which then there would need to be various other statutory instruments, secondary legislation to enforce this and any rules that they put around it. And that in itself is going to take a long time, and it's going to need to go through both houses of Parliament. It's got to go through the House of Commons first, through all of the steps to create new legislation, and then it's got to go through the House of Lords with no one creating any significant objection, which we're already seeing, which we'll come back to in a moment. So ultimately, they cannot just unilaterally decide, this is what we're doing, tough for any...
With the chip, they're gonna do it. With the mark of the beast, they're just gonna say... I mean, I don't know exactly how they're gonna push it, but it's not gonna be a... They're gonna get it done. It's gonna be here. It's just gonna be here. It's not that some fucking laws is gonna prevent it. Okay, come on now.
One that disagrees, we are doing it whether you like it or not. Regardless of how forthright Starmer sounds in his video and says you will not be able to work unless you have a digital ID, that's just not necessarily the case. So I'm here to tell you two things. One is don't worry too much because it's just not likely to happen. But two, absolutely please do worry about it and tell your MP that you want them to sign this letter that Rupert Lowe has put to...
Ain't no damn petition. Bro, what are you doing? You know, signing a damn petition is the same thing as voting. You know, you still think that these things fucking, you know, matter, or, you know, you make a change in the world. You know, you contribute. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Bro, the wicked are in rulership. Okay? They're gonna push out the chip, and you can sign as many petitions as you want. Or you can vote for any damn president or party. It's not gonna make a difference.
Ministers, all parties, he says, to get this letter signed. Let me show you this here. This is from Rupert Lowe. He says, very pleased to add Ayub Khan to the force.
Juhlanäyttely Jyväskylässä lokakuun alussa. 150 ajoneuvoa ja tuhansia tarvikkeita.
Law that can enforce this. It's about, well, what if you don't comply? And what if you just don't get one? Now, on the one hand, they are saying they're not going to fine people or things of this nature, but they're saying you will have to have it to work. But I really don't see how that's going to work. If they require everybody to have one, otherwise they can't work, what if they don't get one? And therefore, there's a mass protest and standing against this, it will be Starmer's poll tax moment. But if anyone wants a bit of a preview as to how bad this could possibly get, this was the Identity Cards Act of 2006 when they tried this before. Now, if you go through 20 of these sections, you'll see that they've been repealed because this act was, of course, repealed. But if we have a look, we can still see the remnants of what this was. And you see here, National ID Register, individuals entered to the register, designation of documents for the purpose of registration, ID cards for compulsorily registered, functions of a person issuing the documents, power to require information validating the register, notification of changes, invalidity or surrender of ID cards. There was the power to provide checks for the register, the prohibition on requirements, public authorities and their access to it, prevention and detection of crime, so doubtless they could have access to who you are, where you are, what you're doing.
Total control.
For purposes of prevention of crime, and believe me, that is government overreach. Power to authorise provision of information in other circumstances, so they can just create powers to provide information about you, whatever they like, whenever they like, to whomever they like. Providing false information, presumably I think that was an offence of providing false information. And then obviously civil penalties, fines, objecting to them, and all sorts of other things. Fees in respect of it, they're saying that it's free, not that anyone wants it. But there are a significant number of reasons to be concerned about this. So I would just urge you, the way that law is made and repealed in this country is by your MP and whether they support this or not. The idea is they represent you. They shouldn't just be representing a party, although so often, and this is what I hate.
Okay, that's it. So you see what's going on, okay? And it's just not about Keir Starmer, it's just about the wicked elite. Doesn't matter what no damn Keir Starmer thinks. You know, this says digital ID gamble could be the end of Keir Starmer. No, it has fucking nothing to do with him. Yeah, he's just pushing it out, but he's not the one behind it. He's just, you know, like Eero says, you know, he has received a memo. Okay? So be on the lookout, man. MOTB coming soon. We're doing this for edifying. Until the next one shall go on.